my name is Giridhar. I work as Manager, Data Engineering, and I give ManageEngine for Desktop Central a review of 4 out of 5 stars. And for more details, please click below. Before we went with Manage Engine for Desktop Central, uh, the organization was operating all of the client workstations on a standalone mode. So all of the service pack installations and the patch installations and stuff were done on a standalone basis in the individual workstations. And it was not only time consuming, but also gave a very tough time for maintenance aspects as well, which was the core reason why we had to choose for a centralized node of installations. And that's when we handpicked Manage Engine for Desktop Central. When we were piloting the tools that were needed for uh, maintenance of all of the software installations from one nodal zone, uh, we figured out that Managed Engine for Desktop Central not only supported the laptops and workstations, but also devices like phones from a remote location. So that was the key factor why we had to rely on Managed Engine for Desktop Central. So from our corporate front, there were different employees who were required to be outside of work for the marketing aspects and for promoting the products that we were involved with. So it was vital that all the patch installations and the service pack installations not only happened on laptops but also on cell phones. So we wanted to rely on a tool that was not only going to act as a centralized repository to serve as the installation point for all of these devices, but also that could support multiple platforms. So after we chose Manage Engine for Desktop Central, we were not disappointed in any way. It served all of our objective and core needs to its utmost potent. So the Manage Engine for Desktop Central was relatively easy to get started with. So the administrative aspects of the tool to get installed on the nodal server was relatively straightforward. There were a lot of documentations that were available on their website as well as on Google search that assisted with ensuring that the key software executables were installed in the main server. So even though there were certain challenges that we faced in terms of identifying the right ones, we were always able to find the answers on Google and on the website associated with Manage Engine for Desktop Central. So in a nutshell, it was a great experience overall, figuring out what the necessities were, but on an overall front, it was self-explanatory and it served our purpose to a huge extent. So I would definitely say if you are any small scale or medium to high scale organizations having at least about 50 employees, and if you want to make sure that all of the service installations and software patches that are needed that needs to be in sync, definitely Manage Engine for Desktop Central is your option, because it gives you an option to ensure that all of these core installations take place in unison and on a synchronized way. There is absolutely zero discrepancy when it comes to the version of the software that you're looking for or the service pack that you're looking for, including the patch. And it has a pretty stiff, I would say, mechanism to protect itself from the routine vulnerabilities that could target your system. So I would say if you are anywhere, if you're an organization that has at least 20 or more employees that require a common form of workstations and phones to offer support for any type of client, then Manage Engine for Desktop Central should be your first choice.